Have you ever noticed this? When someone does something and before you even think, your brain just goes, that's bad, that's good, or I don't like them. But if someone asks you why, you suddenly freeze. You can't quite explain it. Today, we're going inside your brain to find out why humans are so quick to judge good and bad, and how that process actually works. Welcome to Judgment Headquarters. Your brain has a quirky duo, gut and logic. Gut is fast, emotional, and a little dramatic. Logic is slow, calm, and very thoughtful. When something happens, gut is the first to react, slamming a big red button and yelling, wrong, bad, dangerous. But logic, calmly adjusting its glasses, will say, hold on a minute, let's examine the evidence first. This isn't just a metaphor. The famous psychologist Daniel Kahneman studied this exact process and found that our brains use two distinct systems. System 1 is fast, automatic and emotional, that's gut. System 2 is slow, logical, and requires a lot of effort, that's logic. But here's the twist he discovered. System 1, our gut feeling, makes most of our judgments first. System 2, our logical mind, usually just shows up later to try and explain the decision that was already made. It's like the emotional part of our brain makes a snap decision and the logical part has to do the PR work to justify it afterward. Let's see this in action. Imagine your friend Alex cheats on a test. Instantly, gut screams, cheater, bad person. Alarms start blaring in your head. But then logic slowly chimes in, wait a second. Was Alex under a lot of pressure? Were they terrified of failing and disappointing their family? But it's often too late. Gut has already made up its mind. This is a crucial point. Our moral judgments happen in milliseconds. They're a reflex. Logic, on the other hand, is slow. It takes time and mental energy to analyze a situation carefully. That's why your first reaction, your gut feeling, often feels so certain and so right, even if it's not the whole story. And science backs this up. In brain imaging studies where people were asked to make moral decisions, researchers consistently found that the emotional centers of the brain, like the amygdala, activate first. The areas responsible for logical reasoning light up a little later, or sometimes not at all. This suggests we don't really reason our way into our moral judgments. We feel our way there first. The feeling comes and the reason follows. Now, let's take it a step further. Imagine a truly weird scenario. Someone finds a piece of gum stuck under a public desk and decides to chew it. Gut starts gagging, shouting, that's disgusting. But then logic steps in and asks, okay, it's incredibly gross, I agree. But is it immoral? Who did it actually hurt? This is exactly the kind of questions psychologist Jonathan Haidt explored in his famous experiments. He presented people with harmless but disgusting scenarios like this and found something shocking. People would often insist that the action was morally wrong, but when he asked them to explain why, they couldn't come up with a logical reason. They just stammer and say, I don't know why. It just feels wrong. Haidt calls this moral intuition. We judge first with our feelings, and then we struggle to find a rational explanation later. He famously described this by saying, reason is the press secretary of the emotions. It doesn't make the decisions, it just explains them to the public, and it gets even weirder. Science shows that our physical environment can actually influence our moral compass. In one experiment, researchers had people make moral judgments in different rooms. Some were in a clean room, while others were in a room that had a faint, unpleasant smell. The results were startling. The people in the bad-smelling room judged moral situations much more harshly. The story was the same, but the smell was different, and that was enough to make their morals stricter. Yes, your nose can literally influence your ethics. Our feeling of disgust gets triggered, and that feeling bleeds over into how we judge right and wrong. So, where do these gut feelings come from? A huge part of it is our culture. Let's teleport around the world for a moment. In one culture, talking back to your parents is seen as one of the most disrespectful things you can do. But in another culture, talking back is seen as a sign of confidence and independent thinking. Sociology and anthropology show us that our culture is constantly training our moral reflexes from the day we're born. Jonathan Haidt's research expanded on this, finding that while humans across the globe share a few basic moral instincts, like caring for others, fairness, and loyalty, different cultures prioritize them differently. For some, loyalty to the group is the highest virtue. For others, individual fairness is paramount. This means that what we consider good and bad aren't universal, absolute rules. They're more like local settings on our moral software, programmed by the society we grow up in. Now, let's go back to Alex, the test cheater, but this time let's add another layer. If Alex is your best friend, your first thought might be, Alex must have been under so much stress. Everyone makes mistakes. But if Alex is a complete stranger or someone you already dislike, your reaction is more likely to be, wow, what a terrible person. This is a powerful psychological phenomenon called in-group bias. Countless studies have shown that we are far more forgiving of people who we see as part of our tribe, our friends, our family, people from our city or country. We judge outsiders much more harshly, even when they do the exact same thing. Our brains evolved this shortcut to protect our group and ensure its survival. In a prehistoric world, quickly trusting your own and distrusting outsiders was a good survival strategy. Is it fair in our modern globalized world? Not always. But is it a normal, deeply ingrained part of human psychology? Absolutely. Once our gut feeling has made a decision, our brain does something else that's a little sneaky. Let's say gut has decided Alex is a good person who just made a mistake. Your brain then starts to actively look for evidence that proves this conclusion is right. You'll conveniently ignore articles about how cheating undermines the whole education system. But you only read and share stories about how intense academic pressure leads good people to make bad choices. This is called confirmation bias, and it might just be the brain's favorite hobby. We don't go searching for the objective truth. Most of the time, we're just searching for information that makes us feel comfortable and confirms what we already believe. So after all this, what's the real lesson here? Why do people judge good and bad so quickly and automatically? It's because our brains are wired for three things: safety, certainty, and belonging. Judging is a shortcut that helps us navigate a complex social world, protect our tribe, and feel sure of our place in it. Judging isn't an evil or flawed thing to do. It's an automatic, evolutionary feature. The real wisdom isn't trying to stop yourself from judging. That's nearly impossible. The wisdom is learning to pause after the judgment happens. It's about letting logic have a voice too. It's about creating a small space between your initial reaction and your final conclusion. It's like logic finally turning to gut and saying, okay, I heard you. Now let me speak too. And gut, maybe sighing a little, agrees, okay, sometimes. So the next time you feel that instant flash of judgment about someone, take a second and ask yourself this: is this my instinct protecting me, or is it limiting me? Is this feeling telling me the whole truth, or just the first, easiest story? Your brain is built to be fast, but you don't have to be. Thanks for watching. If you found this interesting, don't forget to like and subscribe for more journeys into your mind.